Good morning. My name is Laura Campbell. I'm the Ontario Green candidate for Dufferin-Caledon. Before I begin, I would like to respectfully acknowledge that our electoral district resides within the traditional territories and ancestral lands of the Petun, the Adawandran, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe peoples, as recognized by the Haldimand and Upper Canada treaties. The Charter of the Global Greens commits us to acknowledge the rights of Indigenous peoples. This is based on our principles of ecological wisdom, social justice, and respect for diversity. The Green Party of Ontario is committed to reconciliation, nation-to-nation engagement, and self-determination for Canada's Indigenous peoples. Today, we are here to talk about the potential impacts of the Highway 413 and sprawl. And I would love to introduce to you Leader of the Ontario Green Party, Mike Schreiner.
Thank you, Laura, and good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. It's great to be here with you in Dufferin-Caledon, and just want to say that we all knew that the $10 billion Highway 413 was a financial and climate disaster that will only save commuters 30 seconds. But we learned just last week it's even worse because Doug Ford has chosen the most expensive and destructive route for Highway 413. So that's why I'm pleased to announce today, reiterating that the Ontario Green Party will cancel Highway 413, and we will commit to funding a truck dedicated lane on the underutilized Highway 407. Let's be clear. Doug Ford's expensive highway will not address the transportation challenges facing this region. A dedicated truck lane is the most financially and environmentally responsible way to create an alternative way of moving goods in the region. And we will ensure that trucks not be charged for this lane. It will be covered by public finances. Because we have to stop the sprawl. We have to stop Doug Ford's expensive sprawl agenda. 413 alone will pave over 2,000 acres of farmland, 400 acres of the Greenbelt, cross 85 waterways, and destroy 75 wetlands, while emitting 17.5 million tons of climate pollution. We simply cannot allow Doug Ford to pave over the wetlands that clean our drinking water and protect us from flooding, the farmland that feeds us and contributes so much to our local economies. And we can't allow him to continue for projects that will simply pollute the air we breathe. And that's why we have to stop the sprawl. That's why the Ontario Greens are committed to building livable, affordable, connected communities where people are not forced into long, expensive, soul-crushing commutes just to find an affordable place to call home. Let's build communities where people can afford to live and play and work and shop locally. Communities where they have time to spend with their family and their friends. That's what stopping the sprawl is all about. That's the future that Ontarians want us to build. And Ontario Greens like Laura Campbell are here to provide the leadership to deliver the Ontario you want. Laura, I'd like to welcome you to the mic.
Thank you so much, Mike. I feel so proud to be a Green because Mike Schreiner has been leading on this for the last 2 years. He has been one of the only political party leaders that has consistently visited my riding, gone to the places that the highway is going to impact, has seen the farmland and the waterways for himself, and really shown up for all of us who are so concerned about this and what it's going to do to our farmland, to our wetlands, to our waterways. and so on. I'm standing right across from my old high school. I attended Mayfield Secondary School from 2000 to 2004, which feels like a long time ago. And it was a long time ago, but not that long ago. When I'm looking around me now, it is an unrecognizable landscape. Um, I used to take a snowmobile to the Spears family orchard where there were apple pies at lunchtime. That was the big exciting thing then. And not to romanticize it because, things change, but we do know that we want to preserve farmland. This is one of the key industries in my community. And we know that building this highway will make it impossible for farmers just north of here to continue to harvest their crops. The other thing that I've been noticing in conversation with community activists and other activists across the area where it comes to sprawl is that we're not even sure where we're going to get all of the aggregate that is needed to build a highway like this. And it is going to be coming from our community in Dufferin-Caledon. Folks who live in South Caledon already deal with a vast amount of truck traffic from the aggregate industry, and that is just going to increase. So it's going to cause a lot of disruption to our local roads. And it's also going to impact the drinking water. Dufferin-Caledon is an area that is a headwaters for all of the GTA. So the impacts are, it's hard to even, take stock of the impact on drinking water, but it will be problematic. So we really have to stand with community activists and say no to this highway. We've already said no to it. We said no to it in 2018. An expert panel said no to it. Why are we resurrecting it? And we know why. And that's because Ford's agenda is to help out his developer buddies. That is not how democracy works. And certainly I will be standing up throughout this campaign and beyond to continue to fight the highway and the sprawl that's going to go along with it. The housing plan that the Greens have really shows us that we can build within urban boundaries and create affordable places for people to live and to call home, so that, yeah, just as Mike said, people have money left over to put their kids into extracurricular activities, to take a holiday every now and then. We know that affordable housing is a major crisis in this province, but affordable housing is not more sprawl. It is, more mid-density homes and so on. And this is why we really need to say no to the highway, say no to sprawl, and start really building for the future. And yeah, I'm just really grateful that Mike is here and that he's shown up once again to make it clear that Ontario Greens will say no to the highway. And we want to get creative and make sure that we are prioritizing transit rather than more single passenger vehicles, which are very expensive, both due to the cost of oil and just life. It's expensive on our mental health because people are spending half of their days in commutes that they don't need to do.